Hello, welcome to the channel. So today I've had to abandon kayak plans because, as you can probably hear, it's very windy. So I'm on the beach today and I'm hiding in the shelter of Gilkicker Fort. Though I'm not very sheltered, but that's the theory anyway. So yep, I'm fishing from the beach. It's quite a big northeasterly wind, which isn't ideal, and I'm fishing the tide from high to low, which again isn't ideal, but again it's the only time I can get out this weekend, so I'm not going to catch any fish at home, so I'll just give it a go and see what we can catch. I'm going to be targeting bass mainly today. I am going to put one rod out with mackerel and squid, and I'm going to throw it out as far as I can in the hope for a ray, but my main target is a bass. So I'll probably have another 1 to 2 rods out with 3-hook flappers loaded up with worm and squid. So fingers crossed. I'm going to go and get set up and I'll see you in a bit. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to wrap a squid and mackerel cocktail. So if you don't like looking at bait, I would look away now for a few seconds. So I'll cut the head off. I'm going to go down halfway, I think, today. I'll take half of the squid, and that'll do me 2 wraps. And I'm just going to get my whole mackerel. Cut the head and the tail off, and we'll use those later potentially. And what I'll do is pretty much cut down a fillet here, but very roughly. And then I'll cut, again I'll just cut that down lengthways, gives me quarters. We'll save those for later. This one's quite so there you go, I've got a quarter of a mackerel and half of a squid there. So I thread my hook onto my bait mate, and I put the mackerel, I normally put the flesh down so the skin's on the inside, and I'll lay my squid on top. Hopefully this elastic's okay, I've run out of the thicker stuff. So I'm using the thinner one here. Let's give it a go. So I'm just going to give that a good I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and find something better. Sorry, I found a wrap of the thicker stuff, so sorry about that, guys. I'm going to carry on wrapping that as I was. Oh, so sorry about that. Always goes wrong when you press record, doesn't it? So this is going to be my bait for the rays. This is exactly what I was catching on at the weekend. I caught 2 thornbacks. If anything, I went slightly bigger, but this is perfectly adequate. I'm going to put this out as far as I can. Lovely. You slide that off of the bar, and there we go, got a lovely wrapped bait there, hook coming out. I'm just going to feed the top circle hook through. Like so. Lovely. And there we have a nice bait ready to go out. So just having a look at the ragworm I bought in today, and they are absolutely huge. I've had to upgrade my baiting needles to the blue one, which is good for baiting up, but you don't get many worms for your pound. But we should have enough for tonight's session. Just to start, I'm going to put a ragworm on all 3 hooks on this flapper rig, and this is on a 3-hook clip down, so I'm going to put this out quite far as well. And then we'll see how we're doing. We'll see if our weight's holding bottom, and then we'll think about a 3rd rod. So guys, I'm just going to go through the gear, what I'm using today. So I've got the Tronix Pro Banzai BZ6 and a BZ5. And on them I'm using my Shimano Ultegra 14,000 XSC reels. And I've still got my 20-pound mono on there. So on the BZ6, I've got a squid and mackerel cocktail on a Bagnall bar that I've thrown out as far as I can. And on the BZ5, I've got a 3-hook flapper loaded up with a load of ragworm. I'm going to see how this goes for about 15-20 minutes, and then I might set up a third rod for later. And on that, I'm going to have another 3-hook flapper, which I'm going to mix some squid up with ragworm, and I'm just going to throw that in nice and close. But that'll be out of camera shot. So, as you can see, I'll just pan you around a little bit. So absolutely stunning evening. It's a bit windy, but I feel like we're going to get a lovely sunset. Lovely, no better place to be. So guys, I've just set up my third rod. This is just an old Shakespeare agility rod I've got with an agility 2 reel. It's just a spare really now. But on there I've got a 3-hook flapper, and I've put worm on the bottom 2 hooks, and I've put a strip of squid on the top hook. And I've just kind of given it an underarm throw out, so it's probably only gone out 20-30 yards. And that's what I'm hoping to get a bass on, really. Big load of seaweed, unfortunately. It's frustrating because it's the second time I've ever fished here and had exactly the same problem last time as well, about 6 months ago. But I did end up catching the biggest bass I've ever caught, so there's still hope. Okay, so no luck so far. I've pulled all 3 rods in, and all 3 of them been caught up with a load of seaweed. I'm hoping that calms down through the night. I've lost 1 rig so far, which is a bit disappointing. But I've just baited all 3 rods back up and put them back out. The tide's starting to calm down a little bit, and the waves are getting smaller as well, so hopefully it gives us a little bit of a break. So right guys, fish at last. Had a dogfish on a 3-hook flapper. I didn't even know he's on there. It wasn't a fighter, but saves the blank, thankfully. I'm going to get it baited back up with some more worm and squid and get it back out there. We're just about to hit low tide, and it's calmed down a little bit, so I'm a bit more hopeful now. Right guys, 2 more dogfish. That's on a 3-hook flapper. I had 2 on there. This is possibly the smallest doggy I've ever seen. Proper little pup there. So they're taking the ragworm at the moment, surprisingly. But I'm going to get these back in, get the bait back out there, and hopefully pull something different in. Fish number 4, another doggy. Looks like it's going to be another night of doggies today. But they're taking all the ragworm on the 3-hook flappers, and this one was in close, so I'm going to again persevere with the ragworm, put a couple of strips of squid on the top hook and try again. So another dogfish we got, and then on another hook on the same rig, got a Powelton here. I might live bait him, I don't know yet. I'm going to put him in a bucket of water while I decide. But I'm going to get the dogfish back in. I'm still looking for that bass, but fingers crossed, it's starting to pick up a little bit now. Lovely. And a couple more doggies. Right guys, that's another double. I've got a doggy and another small pout, which I'm going to put for live bait, so you go in a bucket. And I'm going to get the doggy back in again. I think that's dogfish number 7 or 8. I've lost count now. But so guys, I'm still out, still catching dogfish. It's probably number, I can't even remember now, 7 or 8. I think it's just gone it's gone past midnight, so I think it's probably about 12:30 now. I'm thinking I'm going to stay out to about 2. And yes, another doggy, tiny little pup this one. He's half asleep again now. But we're probably going to give it another hour. All rigs out, all baits out, ready to go. And just last chance for the bass really. Unfortunately I can't stay to high tide because I think high tide's about 5 in the morning. And I really need to be getting home before then. So that's my rods packed away for tonight. Just finishing up packing up now and I'm going to get home. It's quite a late one now. So in the end 10, 11, 12 dogfish. I gave up counting in the end and a couple of pout. Target not achieved unfortunately with the bass, but there's always next time. So thank you for watching tonight, and for everyone that jumped in my live feed tonight, thanks as well, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.